You created a global sensation with the Pussycat Dolls and had a chance to launch the second coming with 4 new girls. But instead of world domination, you got Canada and chaos. This is Pop 101 Girlicious.
Make sure to follow us at CCTV Pops on all socials if you are not already. And if you want some extra content and the power to help us choose our episode topics, come join us at patreon.com/CCTV Pops. Big special shout out to our crew members, Emily, George, Lily, Louie, Julianne, Janelle, Shaquille, Jonathan, Jasmine, Darius, and Ren. And also a big shout out to our friend Xander, who helped fill in some of the gaps in our research for this episode.
Yes, your professors, your pop professors went to work on this one, y'all. We had to do a lot of digging, a lot of watching of interesting media, but we did it. We did the work. And here we are now to give you all the what happened and what is happenings of Girlicious, aka GLG.
So were you a fan before?
Yeah, let's say it's so interesting because I remember watching the show. I remember watching both seasons of Search for the Next Pussycat. The Pussycat Doll Presents. I remember watching both seasons. Like one with Asia, she performed once but was in the back, and then after that, nothing. And then watching Girlicious, I don't remember watching it, but I know I was watching it. It was CW. Yeah, it's weird. It was CW. Of course, I was watching it, and I didn't realize how similar it was to America's Next Top Model. Like literally same producers. Like I didn't peep, but it is. Um, I think I really just like me so much. Even to this day, I sing it like it's a funny song. People try to copy you. It's like, oh, you have a song. But yeah, I was into them for a little bit, but I didn't realize that they weren't popular out here. And then I got into K-pop. So I kind of was already stepping away anyway, So it was a little, I was leaving a little bit the Western sound of pop.
Yeah, so I also watched both seasons of PCD Presents Search for the Next whatever. I don't know. There's so many like subtitles or whatever of the
Oh my
show.
God, yeah. Yes.
Anyway, I actually did follow Girlicious's career kind of casually, I would say. So like with the first album, anytime they performed or anytime there was a new music video, I did watch it.
Yeah.
And when the second album era came around, I did listen to it, but I did fall off quite a bit for sure. It kind of, and it's hard being a fan outside of Canada because we have to rely on YouTube and the albums weren't even properly released. I believe I just, downloaded it off of Napster or whatever the equivalent was at the time, right?
Right. Oh no.
So, I'm a fan as much of a fan as you can be, I guess, kind of just given that they really were only promoting Canada. So
Yeah, we tried.
Yeah. But I still listen to the first album actually quite a lot.
Oh, stop. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so
the first
good.
album is solid. It's
I can't wait to talk about it.
Yes, exactly. All right, y'all. So let's hop right into it. Class is in session. But also, if your discretion is advised, your fave will be criticized.
So following the airing of the first season of the show, Pussycat Dolls Present, Rob and Anton sought to create a brand new girl group. And compared to the Pussycat Dolls' more burlesque style and pop-focused sound, the new group Girlicious would be a trio focused on a more hip-hop and R&B sound.
Pussycat Dolls Present Girlicious aired on the CW and featured 15 finalists competing for 10 weeks for a spot in the new group. And the contestants were judged by Lil' Kim, Robin Anton, and Ron Fair, a chairman of Geffen Records. The competition was full of improvisation challenge, group or solo performances, and as well as drama and tension between the girls.
Yeah, you mentioned America's Next Top Model, so that tracks, actually. The way they edited the drama was very that.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes.
You're so right.
Yes. So the competition was fierce, and during the finale, when selecting the final members of Girlicious, Robin Anton decided to make the trio a quartet instead. So she chose Nicole Cordova, Tiffanie Anderson, Natalie Mejia, and Christina Sayers to become Girlicious.
Yes.
Or GLG for short.
Yes. Girlicious girls. That's so cute. All right, the results of the show. I remember being a Christina fan, like hardcore. I don't know
Me
what it was
too.
about her. I was
Yeah.
just like, something of, and it. Oh my god. Oh, something about her was just so like captivating and magical. Um, I don't remember Tiffany, honestly, and I'm kind of annoyed that I did it when I was younger. I don't know why I didn't.
Mm,
But yeah, now rewatching it, and thank you to the fan that uploaded, but like being able to rewatch it and see it, Tiffany was good from the jump. Like, she was always just so solid. Nicole, she was super cute. When she finally did get her makeover, I was like, "Oh, there that girl is." Because
mm,
I was saying I didn't see it. I'm not saying I didn't see it, but when I saw it happen, I was like, "Oh, yeah." She was like a
yeah.
steady grower. And then Natalie, she was just a hot Latina girl, you know? And no offense to her, like, she obviously became a lot more, significant in terms of, like, what they sound like and adding to their sound,
Yeah.
but, like, she wasn't terrible, and I know a lot of the performances were, like, tuned
To
to
hell.
hell. Yeah.
I know, it was so funny because it's just like, "Oh, Natalie has no talent," and then she'd be, like, singing
Singing actually pretty
amazingly.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, "Hang on, like, edit
Yeah.
aside, I don't think she sounded that bad."
Not at all. Yeah.
So it's like where these the commentary was just so whack.
Yeah.
Um, I hated the fight that Tiffany had with, Tiffany and Charlie had. Remember that argument they had
Ah,
when they did the, Do It Natalie the, Nelly Furtado challenge? Like,
yes.
it was just so awkward. I will say some of those performances of them writhing on the floor and like the one girl, Jenna, why was she there? Why was she there?
You know, because she has the sultry,
Yeah, she does, yeah.
Pussycat she was more Pussycat Dolls
She was.
than
Then she
she fits
was
this new
Gia.
concept, yeah.
Yes,
But yeah,
yes.
that
Oh
editing of her, like, lying on the
gosh.
floor with the
Yes.
dancer just, like, climbing all over her was hilarious.
And it's and him putting her leg up. The show was such a fun rewatch, like, I feel like I
It
didn't waste
was.
any of my time.
Yeah.
After doing some research for the show, I found out that Christina was actually pregnant while she was on the show, which would explain a lot of her emotional
Mm.
I don't wanna say outbursts, but, like, a lot of the moments where she was a little like, why you acting like girl, why you acting like this?" She was pregnant. Homegirl was pregnant, and when
Mm.
she got signed, she ended up terminating, after. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Mm,
a lot of the girls were going through some stuff for sure, but hers was a
mm.
lot more telling, and also kind of explains why she turned out how she's turned out. But yeah, when you were watching this show, like, what were your thoughts? Because you have a good eye. I believe in your eye. So what
I
did
mean,
you
you know
see?
I love these group creation shows, like, I will
Yes.
never get bored of watching these, like, if I had
No.
more time, I would watch every single one of these from all
Yes.
over the world. Like, I
Yes.
love this process.
Yes, me
Um,
too.
yeah, no, this one was super fun. I also loved rewatching it this past few weeks.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I also remember Christina was my favorite back in the day because
Mhm.
and watching it back, obviously it's hard because we know now who made it in, so it's
Yeah.
easy to be like, oh, like I'm watching these
Yes.
four. But
Yeah.
she really was a clear standout just in terms of like I guess that you could say it's her stage presence in a way
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
in every single group, even if she didn't sound the best even if she didn't dance the best, there was something about her that was memorable, I
Yes.
think.
Absolutely.
Um, and it was really interesting watching her grow because I think the way they edited it, they really made her try to seem more like an underdog,
Oof, yeah.
but it didn't fully read because, like, for example, right, like the music video challenge when they're like,
Oh,
"Oh, like
yeah.
you're like Charlie's covering you," and it's like, "Well, what do you expect? Charlie is the one that's off center here. Christina
Yes.
is as close to the edge of this boat as she can be. You should be
Yes.
telling Charlie to move a little to the left here.
Yeah, putting
Like,
her at the
what do you
bottom
mean?"
too, things like
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
like, and then when they finally showed the clips of the music video, then the ones with Christina's solo shot, she's killing it. She's
Yep.
killing it. They just showed
Yeah.
her, like, bad takes, you know what I mean? So a
Yes.
lot of it
Yeah.
definitely was down to the edit, I would
Mhm.
say.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was interesting because I do remember being like, "How are these girls going to get along?" You
Oh my
know?
god, yes, that was a
Because
thought too,
Natalie and
yes.
Christina were so isolated from everyone else,
Yes, right.
and
Oh
they
my
were
god.
and to honestly, the girls were pretty mean to them. Like,
Mm.
like, really saying, like, "You're not talented enough to be here," like, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
Nicole was just trying to float in the middle as best as she could, you know? You 'cause
Yes, she
and
was, she
she was
was.
definitely I she is so obviously in this group, I feel like. I think
You
someone
thought
says
that.
near the beginning, they're like, "There's only, like, 2 blonde girls here now already," and it's like,
Yeah.
a blonde girl's gonna make it in, and they're not gonna choose the rocker girl. So it's like, Nicole, it was,
Right.
like, so
A
clear,
shoo-in,
and she
yeah.
has pure star quality as well, and it's so interesting
Absolutely.
watching it back because her voice reminds me a bit of Rosé from Blackpink.
That's hysterical. Wait, hang
She
on.
has that kinda, like,
Oh my god, yeah.
nasal, like,
Yeah.
kind of sultry-ish kinda
Yes.
thing going. I
Yeah,
will say
okay.
Nicole is maybe a bit better in terms of, like, her vocal agility.
Yes, yeah.
Um, but yeah, Tiffany has such a good voice,
Oh my god,
and
yes.
I think it was Ron Fair that was like, "You have a recording voice."
Oh my god, when she got into the studio and was sounding
Yes.
like, oh my god, it was
Yes.
so good.
And I'll talk
Yeah.
more about her voice later on because I love it. But yeah, they really made her seem like such a mean girl in the
Yep.
edit,
Yeah,
like
they
her and
did.
Charlie together.
Yes, I
And so
hated
yeah, I
it.
was just kind of like, how are they going to make this work?
Right, I will say, I think them talking in, like, week 9 or so well, what was week
Yeah.
9 in the edit
Yeah, yeah,
w
yeah.
definitely sealed the deal, because I was just like, "At least they can talk to each other." Because I was like, "How the F did y'all make this work?" But actually have sitting down and having that conversation helped. I'm pretty sure there was a lot more
Yes.
to the conversation, but, like, you saying, "Hey, I'm, like, the prettiest girl here," that does suck. You know what? You're right, and I shouldn't have said this. You know what? I'm sorry. Slate
Yes.
clean,
Yes, yes,
So
yes, yes, yes.
which I appreciate
Yeah.
because that
And,
could've been worse.
yeah, back to Natalie as well.
Mhm.
Look, she found her lane in the
Oh,
group.
heck yeah.
Like, you cannot have 4, like, power belters. You need that
Yes.
one that can take on the whispers and the sultrier parts and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that.
Hello.
So I also thought that she really did well in the show,
I think
actually.
so too. I have no
Yeah.
complaint. I was watching her,
Yeah.
and I don't appreciate some of the comments that were made toward
Oh,
her,
yeah.
like Ron be like, I showed her a clip in a room." All the guys were like, "Yeah, who's the hot Latin one?" I'm like, "Ew, men are
Yeah.
God, I can't stand men." That irritated me. But
Yeah.
at the time, I could see the appeal. Like, you look like J Lo. She looked nothing like J Lo. But was she pretty? Is she pretty? Yes, absolutely. Does she add a certain
Yeah.
flair? Absolutely. So
Good
I think it's gonna
dancer. Good
Yes. Oh
dancer.
my god,
Yes.
star. So yeah, I feel like
Yes.
the ultimate choice was made the right way. No offense to Charlie, she's great, but like of the 4 of them, perfect. Absolutely
Perfect.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I did see, I was reading through old comments,
Mhm.
from, like, fan forums and stuff from back
Oh my
in the
god,
day,
stop.
and I
Yeah.
did see one comment that was like, "They're like the American sugar babes the way they look." Like, it's like, you have all the
Ooh.
shades.
Yeah. Stop.
Oh, man.
It's giving brats. It's giving brats.
Oh,
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
Come
some of the
on. What
songs
a
do
waste.
too.
What a waste.
Okay, so then what do you think of the name Girlicious as well?
You know what?
I hate it. I
I
hate it.
Oop. Okay, okay, hear me out, hear me out, hear me
Yeah,
out. I think because they're trying to market these girls to a younger demographic, which was not the right idea. I mean,
yeah,
you could okay, isn't that a terrible idea considering, like, what song came out of it? But,
yeah,
like, the trajectory and the full album after considering what you wanted your audience to be was a terrible idea. So I think in terms of who they were trying to market to, Girlicious is solid, and even still, like, what, 100 years later, I can type in Girlicious, and their information pops up, like, the SEO, solid.
that's valid.
Solid SEO. I'm laughing, I'm so sorry. It's so solid because I would love to type my name, Chantel Nicole, and not have a TLC, 90 Day Fiancé show pop up, but here we are, fighting for my life. So kudos to them.
I
I
think
wanna
my issue with it is it doesn't really reflect. Look,
Mhm.
like, it
Yeah.
I am obviously a girl group stan, so pretty much
Yes.
anytime a new girl group comes up, I'm gonna take a look or take a listen.
Right.
But for most people, they hear that there's a new girl group called Girlicious. I feel like that's like an automatic turnoff for a lot of people. Like, that word
Girlicious, yeah.
itself just sounds so immature,
Yeah.
and it's
Ooh,
weird. There's like an innocent aspect to it where it's like, oh, are they
yeah.
aimed towards like tiny young girls, or are they like really like Valley
She-licious.
Girl?
No, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it almost
Ooh.
goes both ways, and both of those can be like, I feel like that implication would turn
Yeah.
a lot of people off.
Yeah, that's valid.
And it's like kind of embarrassing, right? If you're just like the straight guy and you're like, yeah, but I've been listening to Girlicious.
Ah, or if you were pretending to be straight, you can't
Yeah. Even no, but you know what I
in the
mean? Like,
closet.
it's like
No, I'm teasing.
not
I'm teasing, like
it's just
Priyanka.
not a nice, I don't
Right.
know. It's not. I don't love
No,
it.
you're right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
hang on. All right, real quick, real quick, real quick. What would you have named the group?
Okay, this takes some too much thought.
Dang it. Okay, guys, listen,
I need
drop
to
it in the
think about
comments
it.
below. We need to think. We'll think about it as the episode goes on, as the class is still in session.
Ooh.
So, guys, while you are listening to your professors, be sure to doodle down some comments of the possible names that Girlicious could have
Hmm.
had. Back to the lesson.
Yes, back to the lesson. Okay, so moving on. They're now a group. So in
Yes.
April 2008, on the finale of the television show, Girlicious premiered their debut single, Like Me, to excited fans.
Everything she do is like me. From my head to her feet like me.
The single was met with lukewarm reception in the US, debuting and peaking only at number 2 on the US bubbling under Hot 100 singles chart.
Mhm.
However, Like Me became a hit in Canada and a hit number 4 on the Canadian Hot 100.
And the music video for Like Me was directed by Robin Anton's brother, Stephen Anton, and premiered, as we said, following the season finale. And the video features Girlicious in a boxing ring dancing with the song's producer, Jazzy Faye. Yes. And I do remember, and I was reading all these comments, that
Mhm.
the video for this and Stupid also
Yes.
released the day before the finale, so everyone knew who won.
You know what? Yeah, that was dumb. I'm sorry. Like I don't understand who was like what
That
intern
was
was sitting
a
there
record label, like, disconnect. There was, like,
absolutely.
you know what it was? They were
One
probably
phone
like,
call.
"Oh, this song is supposed to come out on this day," and they timed it for midnight.
Yep. Dummies. Dummies. Like, it's one phone call, one phone
Yeah.
call. Literally one phone call. You're right, though. I think that is it. The midnight
Yeah.
train
Like,
came a
here's the
little too
thing, if
early.
you that the song needs to come out, like,
Yeah.
at least I mean, some other voices are pretty obvious, but at least you can hide it a little bit, but don't put out the
Yeah.
music video before the finale.
That is so dumb. It's so dumb, it's so dumb, it's so dumb. I do wonder if that affected its chart placement.
No.
No.
Look,
It's just
here's the
stupid.
thing. The ratings were not good for this TV show. Like, the
Oh,
CW was, on its way
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Honestly, the whole girl group thing was kind of dying in the US anyway. Like,
It
this is towards
was.
the end of the Pussycat Dolls. It's towards the end of
No,
Danity
Danny
Kane.
Kane, yeah. No, you're right. You're so
Yeah.
right. Oh goodness. Well, well, you know,
The
taking
song
a
was
step.
good.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that save because I was
Yeah.
just like, oh goodness,
Yeah.
Lord.
What do you think of Like Me? What do you think?
The video was everything to me. I remember watching it and thinking, wow, they're so
Mm.
pretty. Wow, they look so cool. And the song is very hooky. Now, if you're one of our newer viewers or an old viewer, listen, at this point, K-pop has become such a huge thing. This is a K-pop song. Like, if you guys want to know what a K-pop
Yeah,
song sounded like, this is what a K-pop song
that's
sounds
right.
like. So if you're like, I would never listen to K-pop, babe, you've listened to it already. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a hook, there's a belt, there's a lot of earwormy parts. Like the
Mhm.
song is really good. Um, and it's a shame that it didn't pop off here in America. I think at this point, people were kind of just checking out a little bit because whatever was going on, I think it was like what Beyonce had released B-Day ish
Yep.
around this time.
Mhm.
Rihanna had just done her Good Girl slash Good Girl Reloaded. Like that was this era. It was a lot going on
Yeah.
that they were fighting. Even Leona Lewis was out at this point. Like it's just a lot going on that we weren't coming back and paying attention to this. The video was great. The girls were playing up the camera and considering how they had just come recorded the show, became a group, recorded the album. Lord knows what that time span looked like, but they looked like they had really good chemistry.
Mhm.
They were like really performing, and I mean, they developed actual charisma as opposed to just like raw energy and stuff like
Yes.
that. But yeah, like literally, you had Nicole lead vocal. You have Christina. Also, I guess you can make her like a
Yeah.
visual or like a center. You have Natalie doing the rapping and also the dancing, and then you have this main vocal belting, "She wants to be me, and that's too bad." It's Tiffanie, and she sounds good. So, again, a ways, like, I like the approach that they were taking. Getting Jazzy Faye was a good idea.
Yeah.
I I wish we would've got another song like this, honestly. from them.
Yeah, I mean, the brief definitely makes sense. I think I said this in our Robin Anton pop-off,
Yeah.
that the beat is similar to Don't Ya. Like, the whole attitude of it, it's
Yes.
literally
Oh my God,
Don't
it
Ya
is.
part 2, right?
Yes.
Because it's also that same I mean, instead of talking to a man this time, you're saying like, you're talking to other women
Yeah.
and being like,
Everything
"You're
she does is
jealous of
like
me."
me.
Which, I mean, that concept definitely hasn't aged too well in the current,
Ooh.
cultural landscape.
Ooh, that's
But
valid.
I still love it. It's so catchy.
Yeah.
And honestly, having come from a competition show where they were competition,
Yes.
it's like,
Yeah.
well, it's kind of a commentary on the situation they were in too, right?
Oh,
Like they were directly
totally.
competing with each other.
Yes, totally.
And yeah, like you said, girls all sound really good. The vocal split is perfect.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, they look really good as a group. They are
Yeah.
killing it.
Oh my
There's
God, so
so
good.
much potential in this
Yes.
group. And the performances are super strong too. This is really the only single that we
Yeah.
get a ton of television performances for.
Yes.
They did award shows. They did like little like local TV shows. They were
Yes,
everywhere and
they
every
were.
performance is so consistent. They're all singing live.
Yep.
The dancing is in sync and their energy matches. And some of that
Yeah.
I still remember some of that choreography, like just
Yeah.
from watching this so much back in the day. So yeah, it
Yes.
really is sad that it didn't do well.
You
Yeah.
know
In the US.
yes,
Yeah.
it sucks. They were so young, but they did a really good job. And guys, as we mentioned, alongside Like Me, the music video for Stupid-ish premiered following the show's finale. And in this music video, directed by Robin Anton and co-choreographer Mikey Menden, Girlicious is dressed in school uniforms, running around, dancing, and removing articles of clothing.
Let's do something stupid. Yeah. Get messy, messy with it. Do something stupid.
The single initially reached number 20 on the Canadian Hot 100, based solely on digital downloads, and it remained on the chart for 10 weeks.
Nice.
So this one is a departure from that cool, like, unbothered girl that we had with Like Me. This one's brighter. They're outside. They're wearing schoolgirl outfits. What did you
Yeah.
think about the whole, I
Well,
guess,
it's so interesting
tonal
because
shift?
I mean, I feel like this would actually work better now. The
Mm.
Charlie XCX fans
Oh my
would be
gosh.
here for this, I think.
Yeah,
You
I think so
know?
too. That
They
makes
could have
sense.
opened the Brat tour
Let's
and they
do
would have
some
been
stupid.
here for
Yeah.
right? It would have
Yeah.
worked. But yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
will say I
Mhm.
remember absolutely despising this when it first came out.
Mm, yeah.
It has grown on me over the years because it actually is well written and it's fun.
Yes.
Uh, but I think what it was is the music video was so Playboy,
Yeah. Oh.
Playboy fantasy,
Oof.
and that confused me, I think.
Right.
Because
Right.
because you're right. I was like, who is their audience here?
Mm,
Like, are they going for young tween girls? Because that's
right.
kind of what Like Me was kind of going for, I would
Yes.
say.
Absolutely.
I mean,
But
this
then you get
video,
this.
clearly not. Like,
Y-
visually for sure
Yeah.
not.
Like, who is it for?
Like, it's not like you can't be trying to gear yourself towards old straight men, because that's weird.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
visually you are, but sonically you're not.
Yep.
So I think all of that in play with like this with the song that's mildly annoying, personally.
Right.
I don't fully understand.
Yeah. There's a disconnect, a complete disconnect. And I
Yeah.
remember there was a reporter that had like a news segment and had Robin Anton on the show, and they're like, "Who are you marketing yourself toward?" She goes,
Well,
"This is for young girls. We had young girls come on the show when we were building the group, and etc. etc." And I was like, "Honey, absolutely not." What? I don't hate the song. I think I knew the song existed when I was younger, and even
yeah.
like listening back, I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this song." Our CCTV producer Louis really loves this single because it reminds him of classic trashy pop music from that era.
Yeah.
And it does have that whole vibe.
The kind of
It's just
Kesha vibe.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was off trend. I
No,
think
not
the
at all.
issue
Yeah.
was it was just visually shocking.
Yeah.
They were scripting. They were scripting. At the end of the day, they were scripting. I think, like you said, the focus on the male gaze was wrong, and you should have been focusing on the gaze, the male gaze, honey, not the gaze
Yeah.
of the men. No one cares about the men. and
Yeah,
what they
like
think.
who was Kesha going for? Like TikTok and all of those. We are who we
Yeah,
are, etc.
yeah.
It was like college age. Was that kind of the goal there?
Maybe I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but like it was not good. I think what really just gave it the whole, "Oh, no, this shouldn't have happened," was the removal of clothing and them dancing in the lingerie. That should have happened.
Yeah, I mean the
I don't
whole
know
like
what that
pillow
was.
fight thing. It was like
That was yeah,
this is literally a
no.
Playboy shoot.
Yeah. Yes, it
Yeah,
is. Yikes.
yeah. So yeah, I
Interesting.
feel like if they went, yeah, whoever was marketing Kesha at the time,
That should have been your go-to.
whatever that angle was
Yeah.
maybe the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder what the conversation was. This is crazy. Oh, well,
yeah.
it is what it
Okay,
is.
well, moving on. In July through September 2008, Girlicious was featured as the opening act of the Canadian leg of the Backstreet Boys Unbreakable tour, which is an awesome opportunity. And
Yeah.
while in Canada, they featured in a series called Get With Girlicious that followed the girls on this very successful tour. And it was a behind the scenes look on their lives since becoming a group. And we actually did get to see that they were all getting along,
Yeah.
mostly, at least on camera, right? They
Yes,
could fake it
absolutely.
better than they did in the TV show, at least.
Right. Yeah.
So then in August of 2008, Girlicious released their self-titled debut album. And while it was not released in the US, it was successful in Canada, debuting at #2 on the Canadian Albums Chart and eventually being certified platinum. And two songs from the album, Liar Liar featuring Flo Rida and Still in Love, were so popular that they actually charted at number 43 and number 99 on the Canadian Hot 100 respectively.
Okay, there's hope. Ah.
There is.
Like I mentioned, the year that this album came out, it was a huge year. Bleeding Love by Leona Lewis. Rihanna was having the biggest year of her pixie-headed life. Um, Britney was coming back with hits like Womanizer. Like I can go on
Oh.
and on. Like there's a lot going on. Competition in the US was crazy big, almost too big.
Mm.
I have no clue what the Canadians like. But
They
them
like
picking this
this.
yeah, but this them picking this album from a new group is surprising to me. Like, it's just so interesting how something can be popular in one country but not in another. But it's like go where the love is, obviously. Work with that. But I'm just like, what were y'all thinking? It's so interesting. And then we took Drake in the weekend. Not saying that they're bad artists, but I'm just like saying like it's interesting how these people came from Canada. We're like, and we love Justin Bieber even opened for them at one point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gaga opened for them at one point. Like,
So I actually did read, and
yeah,
Canadian fans, please give us some more context here.
yeah.
But from my understanding, the television show aired on a much bigger channel in Canada
Oh, yeah,
than
Much Music, right?
I assume so, since they had
Yeah, it was
so
much
much
yeah.
with them. So that's a huge channel. So I think just their
Yeah.
viewership across the country was much higher than like the CW
You
in the
know
US.
what? You
So I
right,
think
you
that was a big
right.
part of it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and MTV stopped doing the whole music thing. It was just more like Teen Mom and Jersey Shore stuff, and that's when I
Yeah.
stopped watching MTV because I was like, "I'm not watching this mess."
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they had some really big names from the time on the album. You have like, Sean Kingston, Flo Rida, Cardinal Fishad.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are good names for an album. I do wonder what happened to that demo that they recorded on the show.
That
I'm
song
tripping
wasn't
in
that
my
good anyway. You loved it?
I didn't love it, but I thought it was kinda cute with the verses, like, at least that song had a little bit more oomph to it because this album didn't have a lot of oomph.
Mm.
Like, it had some moments,
Yeah.
but there weren't a lot of, like, upbeat tracks, like, in the first couple of songs.
Yeah.
After the first 3 or 4 songs, you have to wait until the end to get
Right.
Like Me and Stupid-ish, you know?
Yeah.
Here I Am was a powerful track, a very unexpected kind of, like, ballad moment,
Mhm.
and also I do wonder why they, like, covered a Barbara Streisand song, The Way We Were, just
Yeah.
to leave it as, like, a tucked away album track, so, like, certain things are just like, okay, go off." And also, something that really bothers me, I was listening to this album on Apple Music,
Yep.
and they have it listed under hip hop rap category. So, this whole trying to make them urban thing, that was a little too literal. I don't know why it's still filed under hip hop rap when it's clearly a pop album, but go off.
Mm.
And on a positive note, I do like how they look like rat dolls on the album cover. So yeah, something
Mm.
good came out of it, but like again, there's just a lot of just like kind of sort of maybes, I hopes, I wishes,
Mm.
but overall just hmm. Like I like the album, but
Yeah.
but, you know?
I actually really like the album. Yeah, I agree. I think The Way We Were is really the most random thing there, and I actually forgot that was on there because that is not one that I saved off of it. But I do remember being very pleasantly surprised
Mm,
hearing the album because,
yeah.
you don't if you just listen to Like Me and Stupid-ish, you don't really know what you're gonna get, you
Oh,
know?
yeah. No, totally.
And neither of
Totally.
those are really representative of the album at all.
Not at all.
Like, it
At
really
all.
does sound like Pussycat Dolls. It sounds like Danity Kane,
Oh, yeah,
a lot
totally,
of
I
this
agree.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a good way. Like, it balances the kind of pop and R&B and kind of hip hop influences there.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are a lot of songs I love on it. I think Do About It is super strong as the start.
Yeah.
Liar Liar,
Oh, yeah.
definitely missed opportunity singles wise. Like the fact that it charted on its
Yeah.
own just for
Yep.
being great,
Yep.
like with no real release, and end up doing better than the next single
Ooh.
is absolutely wild. And I always love the dance routine for Liar Liar too,
Oh, yeah? Go
like
on, show me. Go
the
ahead.
whipping and
Hey. Yeah, yeah.
like the hit
Yeah, yeah.
the everything, all the pops.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree. There's definitely a lot of mid tempo on here.
Mhm.
But they're actually good songs. Like, My
Yeah.
Boo is one of my
Oh, my was
favorites.
cute, yeah. Oh,
Save the
yeah.
World is like this kind of slinky, kind of mysterious
Oh,
moment.
yeah. Save the
Um,
world tomorrow and, save me tonight.
yeah.
I was like, "Yes."
Yeah. And Still in Love with Sean Kingston.
Yeah.
So catchy. And again, that charted on its own too. Like, such a missed opportunity.
So weird.
So yeah, I actually think the whole album is quite strong. Actually, they sound so good.
They
Like, you really get to hear
do.
all four of them shine as well. Some really
Yeah.
nice harmonies too. And the little promo gigs they were doing at the time, like I was watching the whole Much Music special. I watched the whole Orange Lounge
Right.
little gig that they did.
Right.
Again, the mics were on. They were dancing so hard.
Yeah, they were. They had
And
they had stamina.
yeah, and they were really like doing everything they could to keep the crowd interested.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's just so much potential here. I cannot believe this
Mm.
wasn't picked up by a UK label because the Pussycat Dolls were
Ooh.
bigger in the UK than they ever were in the
Oh,
US.
get out. Really?
UK loves girl groups.
Yeah, this is
And I
true.
don't, not so, I mean, Kesha, I think, did pretty well in the UK too. But so maybe Stupid Ish and that kind of sound may have worked. But honestly, if they
Whatever,
leaned
yeah.
into the Still in Love and the Do About It kind
Yeah.
of thing, that would have
That's what I'm
worked.
saying, like,
That
something
would
like
have worked
that.
in the UK, and I think that is the
Yeah.
biggest missed opportunity. I can see why the US, like, this wasn't the time for them
Right.
here, given everything you said.
Yeah.
But UK and the Europe and Europe, it had
Done
a more
something. Yep.
opportunity. But then you have to remember Robin Anton had Paradiso Girls at the
Yep.
same time
Yep.
in
To put them
Europe.
in Europe. Yep. Like, ugh.
She was stretching. What's the word? Like she was
Spread too
like,
thin.
yes, she was spread too thin.
Ugh.
You just
Terrible.
need the next girl group. You don't need 3 next girl groups. You need 1, and you can turn them to the next big thing,
Yep. Yep.
you know?
Yep. They could have done Patron with tequila, but what else?
Yeah. Totally.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hello. All right, guys. So the final single from this album was Baby Doll, and it was released in October 2008. The single peaked at 55 in the Canadian Hot 100.
'Cause I need it all, the buzz and the storm. I'm your baby doll.
Baby Doll. What a
I love
song.
Baby Doll. I love this one. I think this one's actually quite K-pop coded as well.
It is. I
Uh,
need that. See, I'm thinking jumping
yeah,
like a Cadillac.
that's right. Because yeah, it has like that post-chorus rap is one of the best parts. I
Yeah.
love Tiffany
Yes.
leading the chorus as well.
Yeah.
Her
I
tone,
want it
uh,
all. I'm not gonna sing it because life is life and I'll probably sound crazy. But yeah, like
no,
yeah.
but I think I'm gonna give Tiffany her props here because we won't have much more opportunity to,
Oh my god.
given what happens.
Oh my god.
But spoiler alert. But like Nicole and Christina have very, very pop voices.
Yes.
It's very pure. It's quite piercing as
Mhm.
well. And then Tiffany comes in more rasp, a bit more
Yeah. Soul.
soulful.
Mhm.
And then you have Natalie who's doing kind of the sultry thing and then like the
Yeah.
talking parts.
Yes.
Um, so Tiffany was so important here
The
on this
overall
album. And
sound.
she is the best
Yeah.
part of this song. So just need to shout that out.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
will say I'm glad it got a music video. Again, they look
Mhm.
great. on
Yes, I love the
camera. All the
video.
colors are very dynamic. It does feel very Pussycat Dolls coded with the way they were styled and everything.
You think it was Pussycat Dolls? I feel like it was more like, what's the word for it? Like that hip hop style that was popular with
The
like Step
Pussycat
Up
Dolls
and
did
stuff.
that. Think about When I Grow Up,
You're right.
you
I
know?
mean, Pussycat Dolls was giving more superhero to me in those outfits, but I see what you mean.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
you know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
how they leaned into Natalie, like, being I don't even think she's Mexican, but she is Mexican. They leaned into the whole chola style. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? That's why I'm kinda just like, I get you,
that's fair.
but, like, I will say, like, the whole branding overall is very similar with them. Like, when they would like, when Pussycat Dolls would do live performances, I could see them wearing what Girlicious is wearing. So I get what
Mm,
you're saying. I
mhm.
get what you're saying. Like, they got dressed down more for, like, live performances, where in the
Right.
music video, they were giving, like, you know action figures or like burlesque pinup girls, like
Mm.
upscale version of that. I like the video as well. I think Nicole's braids are adorable on her, even though I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I looked at it, I was like, you know what? She ain't doing nothing. They're cute. Like, let me stop like nitpicking. Um, it's definitely Baby Doll is defo feels like a Sugar Baby song. Like, but
Really?
no. In my mind, it sounded like it because I was like, Baby Doll, what you mean? What you mean? But like I get it. I get the sentiment now that I'm an adult. Like I'm an adult now. I'm like, oh, if you can afford to treat me, you should do it. Like, hello, give me the roses on the date. Give me the good food on the plate. Like, give me all
Mhm.
of that. And I totally get it. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, maybe the song just didn't fit into the trends of the music that was happening out here. But they did what they did. Like the video was good. They looked really good. They looked like they had kind of settled in after Like Me, even though Stupid Ish didn't do anything. But yeah, like you said, back to Tiffany, like she sounds good on this whole album. Forgot to say that. I'm sorry. But yeah, she definitely helps them sound different. I think Natalie and Tiffany's contributions in the whole like sonic of the album and as the group, they definitely make them stand out as opposed to just sounding like two like pop girls singing a
Mhm.
pop R&B track for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Also, I'm very curious what happened here because
Oh,
obviously, they attempted Like Me, it did nothing in the US. They still had the American record deal at that point. So I guess,
yeah.
did they just completely give up? Because Baby Doll was not even attempted to be released in the US. And I'm curious if it would have at least done a little bit more, maybe?
Maybe. This is one of those things I really want to like talk to one of the girls and be like, yo, what was going on? What was the conversation? Guys, listen, reach out to them, tag them, let them know we're talking to them. All right.
Yeah.
Nicole, Natalie, Tiffany, let us know if you want to talk to us about this. But yeah,
So we're done with the first album era
yeah.
mostly. So the group spent the rest of 2008 and the first part of 2009 continuing to tour in Canada. And they also
Mhm.
got the opportunity to open for Britney Spears' circus tour at the Canadian dates, which is
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah, totally.
That I think it would have helped them actually if they got to open for the US dates too, but the Pussycat Dolls
Yes.
got that slot. I saw that. I
Oh.
went to that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, but who else could they have opened for in the US, right?
They clearly have opportunities, but only in Canada, right? They only open for the Backstreet Boys in Canada as well.
Which is crazy. I mean, honestly, do you think that if they would have toured for like an American artist, like something would could have happened?
Maybe.
Maybe. Like, God dang it, y'all.
Yeah, maybe.
Ugh, what a waste. Ugh. Well, in June 2009, it was announced that Tiffany had left Girlicious. The official MySpace page reflected this change by removing Tiffany from their top friends and editing her out of all the photos
Oh my
in their photo
gosh.
album. Like, that is such a sign of the time. You're gone from the top 8 is wild.
Oof. So
Yeah.
Tiffany confirmed her departure from Girlicious in her own YouTube video released in June 2009. And she explained that management had a meeting with her at the airport and told her that she would no longer be needed in the group. The new record label wanted to shift their sound away from the quote unquote urban image and sound. And she also
Mm.
mentioned that there were personal differences and conflicting values among the group members as well. And days later, at the end of June 2009, Robin, Anthony, and Girlicious appeared live at the 2009 Much Music Video Awards. And that night, they won the award for Most Watched Video for Like Me. And during their speech, there was no mention of Tiffany.
Rude. Absolutely rude, hate it. Tiffany was their secret sauce. Like I said, she was their secret sauce. They had they had something special in her voice.
Yeah.
Like, can the other girls sing? Absolutely. You have Natalie with the raps that you and I keep identifying as earwormy parts. So obviously she matters in the group too. But like without Tiffany, there is a generic sound.
Yeah.
They need something. Like it's upsetting that she essentially got the boot right after being placed second in this group.
Wait,
Literally.
were they ranked like that?
No, like it was Nicole first, then Tiffany, and then the last two was
I don't know
Natalie
if the
and
order really
Christina.
mattered, did it?
It should, because that means you were like without a shadow of a doubt. Like, why would you make Tiffany win when you know she's a a star? I'm like stuttering over here. She's a star. She's a star. It's so annoying. Okay, maybe the rank does not matter, but in my mind it does. I think it's only because of like the K-pop shows when they pick the people.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
you
And
know,
they have actual point system.
yeah, 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 yeah. But let's be real here. Tiffany was that sound that they wanted at first. There was no like, oh, we don't want her in the group. It was just like, calm down, little girl. You're giving us theater when we want you to be a little bit more pop refined. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the only complaint that they had for her. But yeah, they loved her. They loved it back then, but now she's like wrong for the group. And I also feel bad because she was treated wrongly because she's a black member. Like, I just lost an opportunity because I'm black and it sucks. It hurts your feelings. It's not fun. And also, how dare they pull a not Farrah Fawcett, Farrah Franklin on her, talking about you don't leave your luggage at the, it's better to fly without your luggage. Like, are you kidding me? They
Well,
hit her with a
hopefully
Farrah.
she was told while she still had her luggage
No,
before she
no.
left for whatever destination that they went to.
Can you imagine you pack your bag, you're ready to go, and they're like, actually,
You're
keep your
not
ass
getting on
here.
this flight.
Right. Come, bruh, I'm done. Like, come on. It's so frustrating. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts about this whole thing? Because did you hear about this? Like, did you know about this? 'Cause
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't.
remember hearing about it. I remember
Okay.
hearing about it.
I didn't
I
know.
don't think I had ever I never went so deep as to actually find out why. I was very
Mm,
casually just kind of seeing what they were up to, you know?
right.
Um, but like I said, and like you just said, she is quite important to this group, like both
Mm,
vocally and visually. And this whole, I guess, stereotype or idea
mm-hmm.
that you can't be, or that once you have a black person in the group,
It,
you're suddenly urban or whatever, and they
right.
can't sing, dance, pop
Pop
music.
music.
That's crazy. That's absolutely
Literally.
crazy. And like, I mean, I know, of course, people argue that Christina is also black, right?
Mhm.
There's clearly a
She's a
different
biracial
shade.
girl.
Yeah, there's, you know, a different shade going on there.
Yeah.
And I will say, having now watched Tiffany's whole video,
Mhm.
I mean, it sounds like the group was not getting along at all. She does allude to the
Yes.
partying and the substances that the other members were partaking in,
Yeah.
that she
Yeah.
did not agree
Get jiggy
with.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, it sounded like she would have been happy to continue, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, at the end of the day, she really was kicked out because she's black. Like, that's crazy.
So honestly,
Dark
when I look
skinned
at the
black. Yeah.
right. When I look at the comments, a lot of people don't like it. They don't understand why it happened.
Yeah.
A lot of the commentary was like, her voice is so good and things like that. So it's interesting, even retroactively seeing it. And with like certain girl groups, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, the group was better off without you. Or like, oh,
Yeah.
this new member is actually pretty good. A lot of that was not the commentary around this at all.
Not the case. And honestly, listening to the second album,
Mm,
she's missed. Because, like you
mm,
said, without her, you're missing a little bit more of just some vocal dynamic because Christina and Nicole have such a classic
yeah,
pop
pop
voice
sound. Yeah.
that it's all sounds a little generic.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. I also
mm,
again, let me just
mm,
say,
hmm.
the UK would have appreciated Tiffany. I just want to say.
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine her singing some Liberty X.
Exactly. Exactly. They knew. They knew you could have a black girl in a pop group.
Absolutely. After giving Tiffany the boot, the group planned to shift their sound, leaning more towards a dance pop and electro pop sonic. And as mentioned earlier, they signed a new record deal with Universal Music Canada.
Time for a recess break. Come back for part 2 where we discuss the rebuilt second album era, the messy split, plus what the girls have been up to since then. See you there.